Hello, everyone. I think we are back. Give me 2 seconds. I think we're fine. We're not back, but I think we're here now. Let's put it that way. We were supposed to be live at 6:30. Obviously, that didn't happen. I explain why in a second. Let me see. I don't know if this is. It's kind of the bit today in a way. But yeah. Give me a moment. Sorry. I think I might put on music too. Hopefully everything is fine. Sorry, there's just a lot of stuff going on at the moment. Hello, Sean. How are we doing? Sorry that we wouldn't live. We're an hour late. We're near enough an hour. So yeah, you can blame other people for that. Let me just see. Just making sure that they're up to date with all whatever. So yeah, I'm back. We're back now. We finally can do something today, which is great. I don't know, but we might put on music now in a second. We'll see what people, because if you remember last Wednesday, everybody was up in arms about the music. They didn't like any kind of music at all. So we wait and see, because there's no point me putting on music, then everybody been up in arms over it. But how are we, Sean? And I hope we're well. Hope we're having a good Saturday. It's been a miserable fucking day. The same as yesterday, just a miserable fucking day. I would rather the snow than the fucking rain at this stage, because it's just fucking never stopped pissing the last 2 days. And it drives anybody to madness. At least with the snow, it's a bit brighter out. At the moment, it's just fucking miserable. I was out earlier on. It's just gone. Like, it's just not great weather at all. It's good for the ducks, but apart from that, it's no good for anybody else. For everybody else, it's just miserable. Probably not be many people here tonight because of my change in plans. Like literally the last moment. So the reason, obviously, that happened is I rang a few people in Finland, of course, the people that I met in Tampere and some people I met in Helsinki, and I was wishing them happy Independence Day in Finland. That's why the Finnish flag's behind me. It won't be there forever, just to put it straight. It's only there for today. But yeah, so pretty much. What am I trying to say? See, that's basically what happened. But long story short, some of the conversations went along longer than I intended, because I didn't want to rush them off the phone. Like a few of them had a big discussion, because obviously I haven't been talking to some since the San and Marin meetup. Let's put it that way. So I haven't been talking to them since, in some cases, and some of them haven't been talking since May too. So they're basically just a bit of discussion about mainly Sanoma. Mainly that's what the discussion was about. But yeah, that's basically what was being talked about. And basically that's what held me up, because I thought I would have it all nicely done by 6:30. It wasn't going to be. I'm only pretty much done the last 10 minutes though. And of course, along with having the press lecture thing, the press lecture thing in the background, just seeing what's happening. So that's the reason why we were late, just to say. Because a few of the conversations went on a good, like one person was nearly talking to for 30 minutes. And this is since 4:00 this evening, just to say. I've been talking since 4:00, or just before 4, actually. So it's about 3:50 or 3:40. Been talking to about maybe 20 people. It's been insane. So basically, been on the phone non-stop the last hour, the last 3 hours, may I say, since 4:00, 4, probably 4 hours. Sorry, it might be wrong. 4 hours, yeah, near enough. But you remember their time too. It was the only time that was convenient. With the 2 hours in front, of course. But yeah, so how are we all keeping anyway? I know it's a bit different. Usually there's no flag behind there, but we do have our Irish flags out, of course. It's kind of dropped a bit, I suppose. And the other ones, like the other two have stuck behind me. It's a nuisance, but they get, like, with the chair and stuff, it's a big chair. Where's everyone? See, that's what I'm saying, Sean. Nobody knew. Like, it was supposed to be 6:30. I'm sure you've probably seen it. It was supposed to be 6:30. Then the phone calls were on a long time, and that's what probably fucked everybody up. Because a lot of people probably thought it would be 6:30, and now we're half an hour late, pretty much. An hour late, sorry. So that's the reason why. So I didn't want to rush people off the phone, if that makes any sense. There's no point winging somebody to wish them happy independent and then rushing them off the phone, So I took me time. I took a bit of extra time to get around to ringing people and to chat to them for a second. If that makes any sense, because I just didn't want to wash them off the phone. It would have been it wouldn't have been pleasant to wash them off the phone. The only noise is indeed, Sean. Yeah, as I say, you should get an award for it. But yeah, no, I understand, and especially coming up to Christmas, too, people be away doing things. Like people be busy. People be busy. They'll be doing things, especially Saturday night. People be relaxing. A lot of Christmas parties are going on actually at the moment too, Sean. So you remember that too. So there's a lot going on in people's lives at the moment, and also too, people don't have time to be here every 10 seconds. Particularly when people have children and stuff, it's not easy. But we're here. But you hardly want a Christmas card, Sean. I don't know what you heard the other night, actually. You hardly want a Christmas card this year, do you? If you want one, we can send you one. Because Fiona got one. She was the only one to ask for a Christmas card so far. Where is the Christmas cards there? We have a few from last year. We want to get rid of. We're not get rid of, but they have a few there. I was going to buy more this year. Well, see, last year I think there was only 4 or 5 people who said Christmas cards to. And we had literally a lot more than that. So I was going to buy new ones this year. And that's to anybody else. Anybody wants a Christmas card, please let me know. Because it's a small way. It's I suppose for me, it's a small way of thanking people for the support over the year. It's a small way of giving back. I know it's not much, but it's just a small thank you, I suppose. And I usually put posts and notes into it too. So any update on the Pato? I suppose that's the next question people have. So hopefully the Pato will be here soon. Let's put it that way. To do the walls. We only have a week wasn't it a week or 2 weeks away until Christmas? Yeah, isn't it? So if he's not here before Christmas, there's going to be war. Just to say, there is literally going to be war if it's not here. Yeah, 2 weeks to Christmas. So I'd be making sure he better do it. He better do it before Christmas because I've heard it for the last year and a bit. So if I hear any more about it, be done after Christmas. It'll be done by the end of January. There's going to be war. There will be war because he's fully paid and he's fully done. Hello, Fiona. You got your Christmas card. I was just saying that to Sean. I'm delighted. See, I didn't think it'd be post to be going, but the post wouldn't be going Saturday. But I was afraid that I made a mistake. See, I didn't know. I thought it didn't put, I think it was the air code. I forgot to put your air code on it. Like I didn't remember. I couldn't remember putting your air code on, but I must have. I think I did. Yeah, because I just couldn't remember. Did I put your air code? I remember putting your name and stuff on it. But I don't remember. I didn't remember putting the air code on it. If that makes any sense. So I was afraid that you wouldn't get it, because pretty much the air code's the most important thing for people to find letters and stuff. But yeah, would you like a Christmas card, Sean? That's my answer. That's my question, I suppose. Or anybody else, if anybody wants a Christmas card, it's better to let me know now. Before it's too late, I suppose. I know that sounds a bit sus, but yeah, it's better just to get it done early and get it to you early. Yeah, and again, anybody just joining, sorry for not being live earlier on. I had a good few phone calls, 20 phone calls or so, since 4 o'clock or just before 4 o'clock. And basically, they went on longer than I thought they would in some cases. In some cases, they were 30 minutes or so, and even though it's only supposed to be a minute or two at most. But I didn't want to warn people off the phone, if that makes any sense. But so that was what was happening. That's why I'm pretty much was late. Yeah, he won't tell me. He won't tell me. He's being very secretive. What was I going to say to you? So yeah, a bit to talk about in terms of different things. We're not going into too much things tonight because it has been a long day. Especially a lot of talk. My throat is sore. To be totally honest, because I just never shut my mouth. It's about 3:40 or so today to up until now. But yes, just to say the flags. I know probably some people are saying foreign flags in Ireland, etc. They won't be there forever. They're only there for today. I might as well make use of it. We did get it as a gift that time, the Finnish flag that's behind me. So we might as well make use of it because it pretty much is gathering dust. So we might as well put it up for what? I'm sure you would agree. Geez, everybody's very quiet today. I must think we're all going to get given out to or something. But yeah, so do we want music? Do we want relaxing music or what do we want? What does people want to listen to? Should we put on some Christmas music? Do we take? What do we take? What do we take? Christmas music, relaxing music, what do we take? To have some battery. Yeah, well, probably around this time of year, yeah. If you feel like weak and cold and stuff like that, usually that's the sign of a winter bug. But it happens all the time. People get winter bugs. The change in weather. You want Christmas music? Do we all want Christmas? Sean's probably going to say it's too early for Christmas music yet. Probably take me a second to get something. Well, you know what? Actually, we probably could play Finlandia. You're actually right. We probably should. It is really nice, Finlandia. Even though they probably were quiet about it, YouTube. And I'm not talking about the Finnish, but YouTube might quiet about it a bit, which is a nuisance. But just give me 2 seconds. I'll try and find a good one. I know a few of them. I've listened to a good lot of them. Just try and have to remember which one's what. But it is really nice, Finlandia. It take me a second to find that. I try and remember what's the best one because there's a good lot of them. Some banger ones. I really have to get this chair working again because this chair used to be great in terms of speakers and stuff. I think this one is the best one if I remember. Of course, there's an ad. Yeah, we're going to play an ad. But that's typical when I want to put on something there's an ad. Yeah, but we only play it once. But YouTube probably will complain. But sure, look, we allow it. We allow it for today. That's in it. It'll take a second for this ad, non-skip of ad. But I kept it outside there. I hope you're doing well. It's still an ad. Change my YouTube channel. I was thinking it because I've seen your profile there, and it was like, definitely that's Little England before I even read it. But I hope you're doing well, Little England. I still call you that, but I hope you're doing well. I'll turn it up. I think that's fine there. More like the Tristan. Yeah, well, there's a good few fortunes. This is just the one I think that's a good one too. There's a good few. There's one Finnish military that's good too, like the Finnish military band. sounds loud. It probably is loud. But no, it's the first one I picked because it's a long time since I listened to them. But no, there's some banger ones. Like that's not bad too. Like there's other ones that are good too. But the Finnish version is good. Like just to pause it. I know pause it, but the English one is not that great. Like this is my song. The Finland view one is far better. Like the Finnish version of it. If it makes any sense. Cultural version. There's that. But yeah, no, there's some better ones definitely. But like as far I remember listening to a good few of them, and there's some banger ones. The Finnish military ones are good too. The Finnish military band. Yeah, I get your pain in England. Yeah, so what do we think of that? I know it's not the probably best one. There's probably a few better ones, but yeah, it's just it's hard to remember every. Like I've listened to a good lot of them on YouTube. If you look back in my like watch history over the year and stuff, I've listened to a good few. It's just hard to remember what exactly is the best one. But the song in general is very good. The Finnish version, it's really really good. Let me see. So we walk Christmas music now. Let me just see. Oh my god, I'm dying of the heat. See, the good thing about this top, I bought it in Finland and stuff, and it's fucking too warm. Like I'm dying here of the heat. Like I'm literally dying of the heat here. So I don't think this top was made to be. Excuse me, in Ireland. Excuse me. I think it was made for Finland more than in Ireland, because you wouldn't get the cold anyway doing this. Like with this top on. Just even here. I'm confused. Very confused for a second. Give me a second. Oi vittu. Fucking ads. In Airgrid comedy. I hate Airgrid, the nuisance. But I mean, how was our Saturdays going anyway? So, well, we will let this ad. I hate YouTube when it's ads. Like YouTube should stop just fucking putting ads on like things. Like they already have enough money. Oh my god, that is loud. That is loud. Which side? What? So, but yeah, but yeah, yeah, of course, I just wanted to mention too. I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but of course, happy Independence Day to 180 years of independence Finland has had, and it still has, of course. Um, of course, and I just want to acknowledge that. Of course, I've been in Finland, like literally, I've only wet in 2 years. I've been there 3 times. Let's put that way. And probably a fourth time to come soon enough. Let's put that way. We're not going to mention times or dates or anything, but soon enough. Let's put that way. But yeah, it's a really, really nice place, and I'm very, very honoured to know so many Finnish people. I've got to meet so many people from Finland, etc. Over the last 2 years. I've met a lot of people from Tampere, from Hämeenlinna. I met people from Turku, Åland, other parts, Porvoo, a few other places in Finland. I haven't been there into all the places in Finland, but I know people from it. I got to meet a good few people. And of course, the former Finnish Prime Minister, Sanna Marin, of course. But yeah, so I'm very honoured to know them people. And again, I was talking to a good few of them there. Some of the people know, of course, not the former Prime Minister like that, but I was talking to a few of them wishing them happy Independence Day. So that's where I was too, just to say if anybody was wondering why I was late. But yeah, so happy Finnish Independence Day to all the Finnish people, and of course to Finnish people in Ireland too. And of course, thanks for all the what would I say, support and stuff, particularly when I was over there. Great assistance. No, they couldn't do enough for you, Finnish people. Even though they are resolved, a lot of them, very resolved, very internal, I suppose. But when you get to know them and stuff, you gain their trust, and they're like Irish people. You'll never be quiet. They keep going. But huge respect for Finland. Huge admiration. We can learn a lot too from Finland. In a lot of ways, many, many different ways. We could name them all off, but we'd be here all day. But it's unfortunate that the current government in Finland is not that great. But apart from that, the Finnish people are really nice and really great people. And they should have a better government than what they have at the moment to look after them. But that's just all I wanted to say. I should have said that at the beginning of the stream, but yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge that, of course. Everybody's very quiet tonight. Just people must think I'm about to give out to people or something. Put back on the music. Give me a moment, sorry. Well, not to the extent as Ireland, of course, but not as bad, because again, you have to remember what the current Finnish government is. There's only 2 countries in Europe that has a right-wing government, and that's Finland and Italy. So, not as bad as England or Ireland, of course, but not only for they closed the Russian border. It would be a lot worse. Let's put it that way. Sanna Marin made the right decision when she closed the border with Russia. She made the right call because Russia was flooding them with migrants from the Middle East, etc., pushing them into Finland to try and destabilize the country. But she made the right call, and not only for that, Finland would be very unstable. Yeah, it's never been great, but the current Finnish government have decided to blow everything up. But yeah, I presume you are a Finn, just to say, but I hope you're well. I can speak very not great Finnish, so apologies. I would speak to you in Finnish, but I'm not even going to attempt to speak Finnish. I can barely speak English, I suppose. That's why. But you're very welcome to the stream. Russia's never really been honest, particularly when it comes to Finland. They've never really been honest with the Finnish nation and with Finnish people. So I don't know about protecting itself. Because you have to remember the Russianization of Finland, particularly before Finland gained independence in 1917. they tried to make Finland basically become part of Russia, like eliminating the Finnish language. What pretty much the British done here. So I don't think they've ever been very honest with the Finnish people, and not to mention the Winter War, the continuation war. You know, it's a long history, I suppose, but it's in a short period of time, but a long history. But they haven't really ever been straight with Finland, Russia. But I hope we're well, Ellen Only. Apologies too for being late. But of course, you could argue about NATO. But the thing I say about Finland joining NATO, I don't think Sannemoun had much of a choice because their back was against the wall. Pretty much they were stuck between a rock and a hard place. And at the end of the day, Russia caused this. Finland wouldn't have had a reason to join NATO if Russia didn't do what they did in Ukraine. And that's pretty much so they pretty much caused it. And the ironic thing about it, I suppose, at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, that they wanted to stop Ukraine from joining NATO, but simultaneously they got Finland to join NATO, and it kind of was the biggest 3D move, I suppose, to annoy because it probably keeps Putin up at night. Just the sheer size of the Finnish border with Russia. Extended the border 5 times, NATO's border with Russia. But if Russia didn't do what they did to Ukraine, there would have been, I don't think Sannemoun would have ever done it, to be totally straight with you. And the same with Sweden. Sweden wouldn't have done it. Sweden only done it because Finland went for it. And if Finland didn't go for Sweden, they would have went for it too. But the ultimate blame lies with Russia for causing the whole lot of it. And of course, we can argue about NATO expansion and stuff. There was agreements made, of course, back before the Soviet Union fell, etc. The NATO wouldn't expand into the Balkans, into the Nordics, as opposed to the Scandinavian countries, like particularly Sweden and Finland. But of course, things change, and I suppose countries are entitled to their own self-destiny, which whatever they want to do, I suppose. Let's put it that way. That's just the way I see it, I suppose. But a lot of Finnish people would see it that way too. That Russia, if Russia didn't do what they did, if the status quo, take us up before 2022, they wouldn't. I don't think the majority, every Finnish person I know, pretty much, they were very much against it up until Russia did what they did in Ukraine. They would have never done. They would have never joined NATO. And I knew people who were close to Sannemoun, etc. And they said not in a million years they would have accepted it. Only for what happened in Ukraine, they would never accept it. Finland joining NATO. And that's saying it straight. And these people knew Sannemoun. Some of them knew personally, etc. But when Russia did what they did in Ukraine, there was no other option really, unfortunately. And I think she did right in what she did. And that's speaking to somebody that's pro Ireland's neutrality, I suppose. But I would probably have done the same if I was in the whole situation. If I was in Sannemoun's situation, I would have probably done the same. To be totally honest with you, if Ireland was in the same situation, if Ireland wasn't the other side of Europe, over like away from a lot of it, like in the outskirts of Europe, I probably would have done the same if I was in Sannemoun's position. It's just the position, and I specify this is the position that she found herself in. And Finland found itself in, and I do think they made the right decision. And that's coming from somebody that's not a big fan of NATO, not a big fan of Russia. But I see why she did it, if that makes any sense. And to be totally honest, I would have done the same. Like taking everything into context, I would have probably done the same. So I hold no ill will against anybody. And again, Finland's entitled to as their own sovereign nation decide. From themselves what to do, etc. And Sweden, etc. It's just unfortunate, but again, the ultimate blame lies in the Kremlin, and that's where it belongs, because it is the Kremlin that's responsible for that, and it's a consequence of their actions. The Finland joined NATO, as the President Ionescu said. The president with Sannemoun is that obviously is Alexander Stubb now, that they caused this, and they did. Russia has the ultimate blame. Whatever you say about Western expansion. There's a Russia fired the first shot, and that's the way I see it. The Russia went and fired the first shot, and went and invaded another country. So that's the way I see it. But anyway, that's a long discussion. But I've said about it many times before. That's the way I see it. And that's coming from someone that's pro Ireland's neutrality. But I can see and I understand why Santa mounted, even though I didn't talk to her when I did meet her about it. But someday, if I meet her again, hopefully we have a discussion about it. A civil discussion won't be like an argument around it, but just to kind of see what she obviously put in the book, etc. We had a good bit about it. But just to see what she was thinking, as well in them few moments. But obviously, I know a good bit too, because I literally know people in the room when that was decided. And they have told me something. So, the former Estonian Prime Minister, yeah, she's gaslighting people, like Irish people particularly, yeah. But back to music. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just like not able to understand. That's what the Estonian Prime Minister. I don't think she understands the history of Ireland. I think that's all it is. I think it's just that. I wouldn't say ignorance, but just on misunderstandings, I suppose. That makes sense. I don't know, does she mean to sound this way she is, but I don't know. It's hard to know. I don't know much about it, to be told anything. But of course, but I do feel sorry. And the last thing I say, I probably should have said in my community post earlier on, I do feel sorry for a lot of Finnish people at the moment. Of course, obviously, me being there a few weeks ago, I met a good few people, and a good lot of people are struggling. Yeah, to a certain extent, but Jews had it. In my opinion, Finland had it. I know Ireland had terrible times. We were occupied for 800 years. But Finland had it worse. Like, you were under the Swedish and then you were under the Russians. But the Russians particularly done a lot of harm to you. I know the Swedish wasn't that great to us either. But the Russians tried the Russianization, I suppose, of Finland. Tried to eradicate Finnish culture, Finnish language, etc. Even though you're under the Grand Duchy of Finland, you had some autonomy. But in my opinion, you did have wars. Like, we only had one for all of our history, and that was the English. But Jews had the Swedish and the Russians. But we do. It's a history kind of a suffering, particularly in the last 100 years. Ireland and Finland has suffered a lot in the last 100 years. And I think the majority of the Western nations have. Of course, I'm talking about the Winter War, particularly the Finnish Civil War, even though it was 3 months. It was still a brutal civil war, including the Irish. The Irish one was civil, like very brutal too. But the Winter War, particularly the Continuation War, were very brutal in such a small country. But at the end of the day, the people that caused them two wars, I know people would say Finland went in with the Germans, like Nazi Germany and stuff. But I suppose the argument of Mannerheim, etc. And I suppose I do agree with them in a way that the Soviet Union would have come back to take the west of Finland. And that they wanted their own territories back. And that was what the Continuation War was about. And it wasn't about Hitler and stuff like that. It wasn't about Nazis and stuff. Would you believe the current Finnish government is the most right-wing government ever in Finland's history? And that's people, and this is literally going back to the 1940s when people literally were with Hitler, etc., etc. And the current government is more right-wing than that. It tells you a lot, but yeah, from the east, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Finland. Like, just looking back, and even when I was in Helsinki and stuff, I was talking to people and showed me many photos and stuff. Like, the Soviet Union wanted to take all of Finland, even if then I agree with the Finnish government back then that they were right not to give up Karelia and the other territories the Soviet Union demanded, because they would have come for the west of Finland because it was in the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Between Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union. And the Russians never want to talk about it, but it's the truth that they signed the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, which pretty much give up Poland, like split Poland in the middle, and basically give Estonia and Latvia Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania to the Soviet Union. Of course, then Finland too was in the pie. But I don't know about right wing. Like, you have the Finns party. Well, I wouldn't know would you classify them as right wing, if you don't answer, because from where I'm standing, I know many Finnish people who, people, their grandfathers have fought in the Winter War, etc. They've showed me medals. They showed me everything that's belonged to. And these people, their family are struggling. A lot of them are struggling to pay the rent. They're just getting by no more. And these are native Finnish people. They've been in Finland for the last God knows how long, but they've been there all their life, and their family's been there all their life, and a good lot of them give their grandfathers give their lives so Finland could live freely. And I don't the true Finns particularly are not helping Finnish people. Even though they call themselves nowadays they call themselves the Finns Party, but they are still known as the true Finns, the fundamental Finns too. But they didn't help. Like as far as I see, they're not helping many people. And that's with somebody that's over there and speaking to people and stuff. They're not doing what they should. You could argue with immigration, they're doing a bit, but they're not doing much to help people suffering. The Finns Party are pretty much the party of the 1% now. Give tax cuts to the 1%. I'm sure you know about it. And they basically left everybody else lying on the street. And they're giving corporations and giving themselves a pay rise, of course, too. That's just my view on it. But of course, then you have people would argue the blue and what's it? The blue movement, isn't it? I can't think of the name, but you know who I'm talking about. The Finnish Supreme Court outlawed them. Yeah, like I was there in December. I was went through the graveyard in Helsinki. I can't think I cannot pronounce it, but Carl Gustav Mannerheim's grave, all the Finnish war graves from the Winter War, etc., the Continuation War. And you see so many young people, and it really touched me, I suppose, in a way. And I talked about it in the stream a few weeks ago. To see so many young people that were only about 20 and so went off to war to defend their homeland and stuff. And, it's a sin to see what Finland, because again, Finland has loads of protections, good systems. Compared to Ireland, our system has always been a bit corrupt. But Finland's systems, and this is what I always say about it, but particularly the education system and other systems, they're built on trust, and society's built on trust. In Ireland, it's always been a bit rotten, and let's put that way, the whole system. But in Finland, you can see the ambition, you can see that people can become anything, particularly with free education, etc. For Finnish citizens, and the opportunities. I suppose there's lots of opportunities for young people. Like the woman behind me, she said it many times herself that only for the education system in Finland, she would never be probably well, and she probably wouldn't be, unfortunately. So it's a blessing too that she got to where she was because of the education system. Because I don't think if Sanna Marin was born in Ireland, I don't think there would have been any hope of her getting to the Prime Minister on Taoiseach's job here at table level. At 34, there would have been no hope. It's just the systems are there, but it's unfortunate the systems are being cut to basically been obliterated by sitters, and all for nothing, because it's achieving nothing. All these cuts are achieving nothing. Like it is literally achieving its death by 1,000 cuts, and that's what's happening, unfortunately. But, even many Finnish people said like when I was in what they call, I don't know, you probably know better. I can never think of the names, but beside the silent church in Helsinki, I can't think of it, but there's this like a big not big shopping center, shopping center. There was a young lad there when I was over, and he was doing surveys for some school project and stuff, and particularly wanted to know. There was 3 questions. It was to do with the current state of. I would disagree with you on that, but we're making the exception for Sanna Marin. Let's put that way. In my view, I'm making an exception. But what was I saying? Yeah, so he asked 3 questions, and these are mainly for Finnish people, but I answered them anyway because he didn't have many people to wait to him, and they were to do with the current state of Finland, etc. And the other question was the current state of the world and stuff. But I give a very accurate response in terms of the current state of Finland, etc. He was quite surprised I knew so much about Finland, because not many tourists and stuff know a good bit. But yeah, and even Finnish people I talk to, I know more than them nearly and what's going on, etc. in the country, which is not a gloat, but just saying. But yeah, Sanna Marin, I don't know if you know, but I'm a big fan of Sanna Marin. I know some people might disagree with her, but I do think she done her best. And I do really believe that. I wouldn't say it if I didn't. And I do think she has good intentions. And this is for some of them met her, like quite literally only recently. I had a long discussion. Yeah, like most farm people don't really understand. But I understand a good bit. I've been watching a good bit of it, and I know a lot about different things. But I do think Santa Mountain's a good person. And I genuinely mean that. And I wouldn't be telling you if, I don't think much of my politicians, like Taoiseach, who takes about Prime Minister and stuff, or even other world leaders. But the one person I meet, if you give me the option to meet literally anybody else in the world, I still would pick Santa Mountain. Have a huge, I suppose it was very touching. I make a video eventually talking about it, but it's very touching, the words that she said. And she's writing a lot of stuff she says. Like whatever about you could argue about different things, particularly. But I do think Santa Mountain was a lot more caring than the Cohen Finnish government and weak and stuff. I do think Santa Mountain has, like, just even by talking to me and stuff like that time, that she's more willing to listen to people, even though I'm a different, like I have different views. She knew who I was and stuff. But she was still willing to talk to me. That's what I'm saying. And she still give me the time of day. Now, I don't know about Wika Poco and stuff like that, but she give me the time of day about Petri Orban. But no, she is a good person, and that's the thing. And she's writing a lot of stuff, and she did good stuff for Finland. Like, as you know, with the parental leave, etc. Other stuff, other reforms. Of course, many other things. But particularly the parental leave, I'm sure you would agree. I don't think I've met. There's literally not one Finnish person that I know that is not saying I'm happy with it, because people get to spend more time with their children, with their newborns, etc. Parental leave, and everybody's happy with that. Like I do think that was a really, really good reform. Like need the longest in the world, I think. But yeah, all the people I know, some of them have young children and stuff, and they're very grateful to spend that time with the extra time with their children, etc. So she did do a lot of good for a lot of people. Particularly when it comes to this government, as I say, if you look at Santa Marin's government, then look at this government, they haven't been most honest with Finnish people. The Finns Party and the National Coalition Party, before the 2023 election, promised we get rid of all the debt. That was the promise, that we get rid of everything. There'll be no debt whatsoever. And lo and behold, there's triple the debt. There's double. It's gone through the roof. And then you have the highest unemployment, etc. Like Santa Marin's government, even during COVID and stuff, and the lockdowns and stuff, they had better unemployment, like better figures of employment. But even it's been proven statistically too that Santa Marin's government was able to employ more people than the Cohen Petri Orban's government. But yeah, sorry, everyone, I'm getting into it. But I know a good bit. But yeah. Greta Thunberg. Oh no, we're not going to see Greta Thunberg. Hello, Sisha. Sorry, I've been too busy yapping. The land of the wise and son, indeed. The wise and money. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, so yeah, just to say, anybody else want a Christmas carol? Just to say, please do let me know. Here tonight, everyone. You might as well. But yeah. So yeah, anything else? Sorry, get it on for long. Yeah, the indigenous Sami people. Yeah, like, but I never. I was talking to somebody briefly that was the Sami people. They were protesting outside Parliament in May, the Parliament House in May, to do with the legislation like the Finnish government are passing. Even though I think the Finnish government, they haven't been the most honest with them too. But I will say, just the last thing I say about the economic situation and stuff, like Finnish people are very resilient compared to Irish people. Like if Ireland was in the position, speaking unfortunately just on behalf of Irish people here, that if they were in the position that they were being cut a million times over, like death by a million cuts, that's what's happening at the moment, due to weaker poker. Let's put that they wouldn't be as resilient as Finnish people. It's that inosisu, as you know what I'm talking about, but the Irish people wouldn't really know. But it's that inosisu, and you can see it in a lot of people, Finnish people that I was talking to, that they're very determined. Whatever comes their way, they're very determined to get on top of it. That's just that, even though they're not saying it, you can see it in their soul, that they're very determined. They're not willing to give up on themselves or their country. And I've seen that many times with the people I know, even though they won't say it straight, they're very modest. A lot of Finnish people are very modest. They won't say it to you. But you can see they're very determined. And that's what I would say. I hope that music's not getting on people's nerves. You won't tell me, but I don't have his address. I know he said it to me at one stage. But see, what I usually do as soon as you send me your addresses and stuff, I usually just delete it straight away. Because I don't want to kind of have it on my computer and stuff. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you just have to tell me, yeah, I want one. And then I send you one, of course, but I need the address and stuff. So Sean has to kind of tell me. But yeah. But there is just speaking about Finland and stuff. Of course, on Independence Day they have the big do at the castle, at the Presidential Palace. They call it the castle too, but the Presidential Palace is the right term. But a lot of people could argue that it's a lot of luxury for a lot of people. But especially when there's people suffering, a lot of Finnish people suffering. It is a lot of luxury for such a small minority of the Finnish public, Teasing Sean Mack, I think he's probably gone. He probably said fuck the whole lot of it. But yeah. Which in regards to what? So, what exactly is wrong with Finland? Like in general, like economically, or what are we talking about? Like what exactly? What exactly? Which one do you want? I suppose because there's a lot I could say. Because there's a lot. We're not like the whole society of Finland's good. The whole structure of society is good. It's just the current government is not great. Economically, well, as my Finnish friend that was here said, the Finnish economy's never really been doing well since the 2008 crash. It's done well under Sanna Marin, of course, but it's never done like it's never really recovered since 2008. It recovered a good bit under Sanna Marin, but mainly it's due to debt and all that, and it was just kind of the way of the world, I suppose. And there's a lot of spending on social protection and stuff. It basically all caught up to Finland and stuff, and then obviously the Russian sanctions and stuff. Finland couldn't trade with Russia, etc. Other stuff too, but mainly the current Finnish government has made a mess of it all. Basically, that's to put it nicely. But yeah, so it's just the whole economy, and particularly the moment, the whole mindset. You have to get this into your head too, that the whole mindset of the current government, Sanna Marin's whole mindset. Because I could see when I spoke to her, her whole mindset is about creating jobs, growth. That makes sense. That's what she's taking. The current Finnish government is just like, the current Minister for Finance is just like, it's time to get the sitters out, cutting, just going around cutting everything. And long behold, you're in this situation because the only idea, like the only solution they have for anything in Finland at the moment, instead of creating jobs, employment, businesses, uh, they're just saying, let's just cut it off. There's no debt if we cut everything. If everybody just lives on the street, that's just the whole mindset at the moment. The current Finnish government, and it's just economic suicide they're committing. Yeah, but she did deliver a lot of good stuff. Like in fairness, to compared to the Cohen government has promised like 100,000 jobs. Like take for example, I've heard the Minister for Labour in Finland for the last 2 years been saying 100,000 jobs. There's not a hope of 100,000. There's the 100 extra thousand people unemployed, and they promised this time and time again. But I do think Sanna Marin kept a promise, and only for Sanna Marin, and I don't think Finland would be in a good, like, would be in a worse situation than they are today. Because only for her, there would have been nobody, no business would have survived COVID, take example. Like I met a person in what they call the park, just up from City Hall. You probably know what I'm talking about. But, and he was an ice cream vendor and stuff, and he was very tight for the Sanna Marin's government. This is just around, what was it, 2024. Yeah, around June 2024. And he was very thankful because his business, as he said, only for Sanna Marin's government and the subsidies and stuff for him, he wouldn't have a business. And probably, unfortunately, now the sad reality is it was all for nothing because he probably doesn't have a business now because the government have cut everything. But yeah, Sanna Marin's government did do a lot and helped a lot of people. And I've met a lot of people, and I'm not just saying that, but a lot of people have. But a lot of people's opinions have changed on Sanna Marin too. Particularly with the Cohen government in Finland. Like I've met people that are true Finn supporters. You wouldn't believe this, but they voted for the true Finns in 2023. And a lot of them regret it because, you have to, and I think you know this yourself being from Finland. A lot of people voted for the true Finns were working class people. People go 9 to 5, people work 9 to 5. And a lot of them lost their jobs. So basically they voted for the Finns party. And they lost their jobs, and the Finns party are not there to help them out. So that's why you see the Finns party just collapse because they've basically lost all the support, they lost all the voters because they've pretty much betrayed their voters in a lot of cases. Like the Finns party is supposed to be for working Finns, the only Finn, but they've turned into the party the 1%. Like we've seen with the tax cuts for the rich for the 1% and 100,000 a year or so. Big, huge tax cuts, hundreds of millions a year out of the Finnish economy, just to say, to putting a big thing. My post-night comment. Yeah, well, yeah, as I said, the post-night comment, but yeah, I do think she's done her best, and I will say that too. And I don't mean to gaslight you, and I know you've been a Finn and stuff, but I do think she's done her best. I wouldn't be looking up to her if I didn't think she was a good person, if that makes any sense. But it was a tough time at the November too for Finland. And I do think Sanna Marin done her very best in a situation which was in, because I wouldn't be honest with you, I wouldn't want to be in the situation that she was in, because she had two choices, and this is the thing, and I do think she done it the best she could. She either let everything just collapse and just everything just implode, or she try and help people. And I do think she tried to help people. And that's what I see it as, because the Cohen Finnish government, if you win, say for example, you in that situation, under this government, the Cohen government with the True Finns and the National Coalition Party, there's not a hope that anybody would have survived. Let's put it that way, because the whole identity of, you've seen Weaker Poke, I'm sure you've seen it 100 times with the sitters, like they don't care about the only Finnish person. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's the thing. With sitters, just one around with sitters, and again, they take pleasure. Like you see them on social media, they take pleasure in talking about cotton, and they seem to just have great fun doing it. It's very evil, if you ask me personally. But and particularly you hear Weak Kapoka, empathy doesn't belong in politics. Like, take for example, the homeless numbers in Finland have increased. It never increased in a long time. But they don't care because they don't believe in empathy, the Finns party. And of course, empathy for your own people, not talking about everybody else, but empathy it starts with your own people and then starts with other people then. But yeah. But the Cohen government has not done anything to help, because again, as I say, they promised 100,000 jobs, and they promised, at the beginning of the election in 2023, there'd be no debt. Will Kapoka said we won't have any debt. And they also said, the National Coalition Party and the Finns Party, they said we would leave the European Union and stuff. And they did promise it, but then they retracted it after they got into government. So they have made promises over and that's just, I can go into other stuff, but they've made promises and stuff. But I do think Santa Marin, like Santa Marin's government, do you to remember, did do 98% of what they had in their government program. The global, like the countries, like not many countries are doing well in Europe. Like, just hear me out for a second. Not many countries in Europe are doing well. Like, you've seen in Spain and France. France is in terrible difficulty with the budgets, etc. You see in Germany, there's an economic downturn in Germany. The only country really that's doing well is Ireland. Ireland is doing very well. In England, they're not doing great. England. In other countries, they're not doing great. With the economic, it's after COVID and stuff like that. But I do think Finland done, like, obviously now you're again the highest unemployment in Europe and stuff like that. But I do think under Santa Marin you would have been better off. I think he would have been better off in this case too. But I think it's just like, as you say, in 2008 too, and the things do show that Finland never really recovered after 2008. It recovered somewhat, as I say, under Santa Marin. There was growth. There was growth. People were investing in Finland. There was money. What I'm trying to say. But the Cohen situation, the whole attitude of the Cohen Finnish government is not helping the situation, because the only thing they believe in is cotton. And that doesn't help anybody. And that's just the thing. Just beautiful. Yeah, like all of Ireland's beautiful. Like, thumbs down. No, but it is, like, I know what you're saying about that, but there's loads of money coming into the country. It's not going to the people, but there is loads of money. Like, the country's flooded with money. Like, it is doing well. It's not going to the only people, but it is the truth that Ireland is doing very well. Like, there's a lot of business in Ireland. You might not take it, but there is. But it's just not going to the people. The government are taking it. If that makes any sense. Like, we are doing very well. Like, we are really doing very well. Because every other country in Europe is deficits. Yeah, but not even that. The only Irish person too is paying a huge amount. Not as much as our Finnish people, our Finnish friends, etc. They pay a bit more. But the whole identity of Finland, the whole deal of Finland, I suppose, and the Nordic state and the Nordic welfare state is that you go to college, get a good job, the state pays for your college, but you get a good job, you pay big taxes, but you get good services. That's the whole identity of the Finnish welfare society. And just to say to my friend, I can't pronounce your YouTube name, but I don't want to feel like I'm talking down to you or anything. But I'm just telling you the way I see it, because I've looked into it. I'm not like, I get the Finnish situation, if that makes any sense. To a lot of extent, maybe not all 100% there, but I understand the good bit of it, if that makes any sense. Because I do make an attempt to understand why the current situation has happened. So I don't feel like I'm talking down to you. I would never want to feel like I'm talking down to somebody. But you do have a really beautiful country, and you have really, really beautiful, beautiful soul of a country. And it's a really lovely place to visit. And I'm very pleasure to have been there 3 times, and most likely be there very soon again. But it's a really nice country. I nearly wouldn't go to any other country, to be honest. I'm too spoiled to take over in Finland. I know what you're saying about the cost of living. Like, Ireland is just mad, but there's a lot of money in the country. That's what I'm trying to say. But it's not going to the people. That's the problem. Like, in Finland, there's no money. The government has the money, whatever money they have. But that's the thing. It's the same in England and stuff. They're in deficits. Yeah. Jeez, we're already an hour live. Good God, where did that time go? It's insane to think that time flew. But yeah. But reminds me of the back. Yeah, it kind of does a bit. I wonder if we get a GTA 4 remaster before GTA 5, like GTA 6 or GTA 5. Do you see they're actually bringing Micah back to GTA Online actually too? Like Micah looks like he's 900 years old. He's just aged so much. But I suppose it is right. Like it's literally donkey's years. Let's go with the wing to bring back Roman. Yeah, Ned Luke is probably good. I wouldn't be surprised, like in GTA, the new GTA update, they're going to have a reference to that. So. But yeah. Well, I can't say much, of course, but there is plans, of course, but you know, yeah, like there is plans. That's pretty much all I can say. I can't really give much away. Yeah, no bother. Thank you for being here, and again, happy Finnish Independence Day to you. Hopefully, please God, the Finland's situation improves. The economy situation, and it was a great pleasure to meet you. And I hope you have the good rest of your day, and a good weekend, of course, too. The rest of the weekend. No, it hasn't been ported to PlayStation Store. No, on the Xbox market, no. So I presume they're waiting for remaster. That's what they're waiting for, I presume. So we won't know until then. Oh. Thank you very much. Thank you. See you later. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. Just doing something here. See, sorry. I have messages and stuff. Just let me just reply to this and then be with you. See, that's the most important. So we have things going on in the background. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, 1 moment. Give me 1 second there. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry. No, I'm not. Like, does it look like I'm on the phone? No, it's just messages and stuff I had to look at. Actually, coincidentally, some Finnish people, but yeah. Um, 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 but what I was going to say, yeah. So modern games are overpriced, and yeah, like they're just overpriced, and a lot of it's just like they're literally 100 gigabytes or 300 gigabytes, like for the new Call of Duty. That's because they don't compress them; they just kind of fuck them out there. Excuse my language, but that's what they do. Um, but yeah, um, but yeah, so um, the whole Finnish media at the moment is just talking about Santa Mountain. Just to be honest with you, too. Uh, I show you now just what I'm talking because that's what too it's been talked about at the moment. Like Santa Mountain is just the main topic of discussion and everything. Um, give me a moment to find where I am now. Um, what the fuck was it? Sorry, there was something else I was going to say, but I can't remember now. Oh, Sean's back. Hello, you're back. There was a big discussion here a while ago. I think we're fine now. You can see my screen, I'm sure. I think, yeah. Putting on the tunes. We know about that. But yeah, so there's a lot of discussion at the moment. Oh, this is quite literally busy talk, to be totally honest. Like, but the main thing everybody's literally talking about is like literally nothing else but Santa Mountain. Like literally the woman literally is one of this Independence Day thing. But yeah, everybody's like literally the most photographed post in the night, Santa Mountain. So there you go. But yeah, they're all saying about. So this is Alexander Stubb, the president of Finland, and of course his wife. I can never think of her name, but Mrs. Stubb, let's call her that. Obviously, Sanna Marin, the former Finnish prime minister. But yeah, basically everybody's saying they're kind of like twins. Because it is pretty much nearly the same outfit. Maybe a bit different. Obviously, Sanna Marin being in the ponytail a bit longer than his wife's hair. But yes, there's a lot of everybody's basically talking about it. Like everything else is not like Sanna Marin, just basically just the main thing. Like literally the media popping up 5 articles talking about Sanna Marin. Like see, just here, literally within the last few minutes, it's just articles. Like there's 4 different articles about Sanna Marin, and the woman literally just turned up in a dress, and the media put 4 out. There, watching drinking tea. It's only 9 o'clock in the morning, and you're drinking fucking tea. What kind of council man are you? I'm only joking. But yeah, no, but I don't know if you get the meme, but there was a meme like a YouTube video, of a cavan man. I don't know if you've seen that, Sean, but there's a meme drinking fucking tea, and it was only 9 o'clock in the morning. They were drinking fucking tea. I might actually just show you what I'm talking about. You might not understand where I'm going. Yeah, sorry, I had to remember. But how is everything going now? I know I was too busy yapping there for a while, so um, if I missed anything, do let me know because I think I was just too busy yapping there for a few minutes. Um, what the fuck is this? Oh, it's a caveman, yeah. The cow. Vito. Give me a moment. I don't know if you can hear this, but
Hello. Hello, how are you doing? Damn it. Just
can you
like
hear this actually? Sorry, just to say. I think you probably can. Could you hear that? Don't need subtitles. Any subtitles for the cabin person? Although English translate barely. Think we're fine. I think yeah, we can see the subtitles in it.
to sit
Like,
up on the
move it on.
radios home there and be Jesus. And give me and I looked round, the fucking car was on its clout. I got into a bastard of a pothole. It was
actually
the
cabin people have a hard habit of like the cats say kia, right? If you ever hear cabin people. I think it was this here, yeah.
That was in front of me, only the cutting fucking bastard councils. And they were sitting in a bastard lorry, about 12 of them, drinking fucking tea. And it was only 9 o'clock in the morning, and I went up to them, and I fucking battered the door, and one of them come out and hit me on the fucking skull with a shovel. Now, would you please bring this up?
There you go. I don't know if you could hear that, or Andy, but that's what I'm making reference to. You probably never heard that before, John, but that's what I was making reference to. Referencing cabin videos. I'll take wait. It's like a mouse, but oh no. But yeah, I think we nearly would leave it there for tonight, unless anybody else has anything to talk about. Because we went on for a good while, actually, just chatting. Mainly about Finland. We might as well call this the Finnish stream today. Anybody would think I'm a true Finn. Allegedly, of course. I don't like the sitters, so I couldn't be a true Finn because I'm not that fond of sitters, That's about it. That's great. That's about it. Just about Finland. That's it. But yeah, I can't think of anything else. Any Christmas jobs for sale? Of course, they're always for sale. But yeah, from tomorrow we'll be starting wearing a Christmas job bus. I have my tree actually, but I should have took a picture of it. I have my tree up. But of course, anybody want Christmas cards, do let me know too. Because I've literally only sent one so far. Like it's a terrible state of affairs. I literally have stamps and I have envelopes to send them away, and nobody wants them. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. What is this? I need to. Yeah, do you want a Christmas card, John? We asked you earlier on, you didn't answer my question. You're worse than these politicians. I missed that. I'm sure you did. But do you want a Christmas card? Would you like a Christmas card? We have only 3 types, unfortunately, and there's only one left of the Buttersbridge one. I think I said you Buttersbridge one last time. Yeah, you said me one last year, Dick. Yeah, I still have that somewhere. It's in the drawer, probably here somewhere. You probably still have my address anyway. I don't have your address. That's the only problem. Because usually when people send me their address, I usually just delete it. As soon as I have it written down on the card, I just delete it because I don't need that information. I don't need that information. That makes any sense. So if you want a Christmas, I'll show you which ones I have. I think you got a Buttersbridge one last year, Sean. There's only one left of the Buttersbridge one. This is the only one left of the Buttersbridge one. Put a tone on it. But which one do you want? There's only one left of these, but there's a few of these. So you have 3 picks. Pick one. Wait, I don't know if you can see that one. And we're done. Yeah, but which one do you want? Tell me. Unfortunately, there's no Santa Mountain Christmas couches, so they're out of stock. The Buttersbridge one. You want the last Buttersbridge one. Fair enough. But you have my email, don't you? Do you have the last Buttersbridge one? You still have my email, I think. It's going to open. It is. Yeah, okay. Just send it to me later on. I probably won't get posting it to Monday. That's the only thing. If that's okay. Because I don't, it'd be no point. It probably won't go tomorrow. I have a stamping off of one, trying to say. But yeah. Post it now. Just post it right now. You want me to go down in the dead of night and post the card? Oh, no post now to Monday. Yeah, exactly. Sorry. I thought you would go down and post it now. I was like, good God, man's desperate for a card. But yeah, no, there'll be no posting to Monday. But I can post the Monday morning. It probably won't be down to Tuesday. Fiona's one came this morning. No, that's right. See, that's with dyslexia. I just straight away, your brain just doesn't work. So, well, that's just a common thing with me. The common good, as they say. Oh, see the angel. Put it there for a second. I had this on literally all day, just to say too. Just put it there. There's a good glow off it. In fairness, though, there's a good glow. Actually, it's a good glow off it. I had the light off earlier on too, and it. It's a good glow off it. Hand delivered, exactly. We're going to go to your house and hand delivered. But yeah. So there. Also, when the finished flag gets taken down, we have this to put up there. Yeah, there was deliveries today. That's what I was saying. I didn't take the wood, people. There was. I had these from last year. Didn't put them up. I think they'll work. See, the reason why I haven't put them up. Oh my God, they're bright. Oh my God! Look at that. Jesus Christ! If we could do with a few of them lights. Good God, they're fucking bright. Geez, you wouldn't lose your way anywhere with them. They're just extreme. Look at that. I never seen such a bright thing. Just looking on the screen and stuff, it's just extremely bright. Geez, we wouldn't need that light at all up here. We can get rid of that light and just have these. They're bright, yeah. But the only reason why I haven't put them up yet is because this fucking Peter, if he doesn't come, there's going to be war, just to say. Yeah, they are very bright. I just put them on there. I had them here. I never put them up. They usually go up on the top there. You can't see in the camera, but if you look up, you can see. Yeah, with them lights, they are actually very bright. I don't know what it is, but these batteries are supposed to be very powerful. I bought good batteries there the other day. One packet was nearly 30 something euro for like them batteries, whatever these batteries are. I got a big pack of them. They'll try these up in Euro, so they're well worth the money, anyway. So yeah. Oh no, not selected. But yeah, but hopefully, yeah. Just to say, if anybody, you have to get a Christmas present for somebody this year. What I mean by that is you should buy this book. This is a sponsored advertisement. So make sure to get this book. It's a great Christmas present. Not buying the book, Jesus. Now don't give out, Jesus. I'm going to put you on blast. Signed copy. Well, do I have a signed copy or are you asking for a signed copy? I'm not Santa Mountain, unfortunately. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not Santa Mountain. My signature, no. I don't know. That wouldn't make much sense, me giving you a signed copy of Santa Mountain's book. It wouldn't make much sense. I think people would be very confused by that. Oh, did I? Your sign? Oh, my signed copy. Do you want to see my signed copy? Is that what you're saying? I'm not giving away my signed copy. No, not doing that. Because literally, she signed it in her hand. I'm not going to do that. It's too priceless. Like actually, you could offer me 3 or 4 million, and I still wouldn't give it to you. It's too priceless. So I'm not. So literally, if you give me 6, maybe trillion euro, maybe. But yeah, I don't know if you can see that. But yeah. No, it is priceless. I'm not willing to give it up. As simple as that. So yeah, there it is. It's the finished version, but sadly, but so yeah, like she literally signed it in her hand, my hand. So like I had it open like this, and she signed it like quite literally. So I'm not willing to give it up. I don't think you any. Like regardless of what anybody offer me, I don't think I give it up. What? Oh my god! Indeed, yeah. I had to take out my very last pennies to go to Finland to get it. The dirty truth, but quite literally she tells you the dirty truth too about what your NATO, etc. Like what she taught and the whole process, and then about her scandals too. Sorry, it's reading things here. Oh, not the whole book's about it. No, not the whole book is about it. Like literally, she goes on about her childhood and stuff. Um, like it's 200. So like it's not just about her scandals. It's talking about her early years and different other stuff too. Um, um, no, but I do recommend people buying it, even if you can get it somewhere. Um, Particularly because again, she was very like. In fairness, I will talk about it eventually, but she was very good to me. Now, in fairness, she didn't have to even talk to me or anything. She didn't have to do it. She chose to do it. That's what I'm saying. So it's very good of her because, especially because she knew who I was, so she'd often heard me probably say about different things that maybe she wouldn't agree with, but um, but she is a good person. I stand like I literally stand over to the day I die, so over that. Regardless of who it is, I will stand over that. Would be very different, yeah. Like I already had a copy before that. Like this is my copy I ordered before, like the English version of it. I already got it before. And like I literally was the first person in the country to get it, just to say. Now I was offered it. I will disclaim. I was offered a copy about a few weeks beforehand. Like what's it called? It's POC. I can never think of it. What's it called again? Isn't it POC? Sorry. What the fuck is it called? Sorry. P. No, it was offered the coffee like it was a pre edition and stuff. But no, she is a good person. Like I do think she's one of the best politicians. And I'm willing to to die over it, to be done and say. I know that sounds extreme, but yeah, I'm willing to stand over that. Now when you see Santa Mountain doing something crazy tomorrow or something like that. But no, I'm willing to stand over that. I do think she's the best person that she is definitely the greatest politician in my eyes, and the most living greatest politician that the world has ever had. Well, not ever had, but of this century, I suppose. That's what I would. So, and that's a hill I'm willing to die on. Um, oh my god, it actually is real. It actually is real. It actually is real. Like I posted on this my community post. It actually is a real thing. Like I thought this was a joke, but it actually is a real story. Like I thought this was AI. So a T-Rex is going around illegally dumping. So like I actually thought this was AI, but it's actually legitimate. Like it is actually legitimate. Like there's actually a T-Rex running around some part of South Seas. Like look at this. Like look at that. Like look at this crack. Like I've seen a lot of stuff in my time, but I've never seen this. This T-Rex just illegally dumped. Oh my god! Imagine ringing up the council to tell them that in Cavan that you've seen a T-Rex dumping rubbish. Oh my god! Jesus Christ! The screen has gone black. Oh no! But you seen what I was talking about? Did you see that? I know it might have went black for a second. You were able to see that, were you? Or was I just laughing at the screen? But yeah, it's something to behold. And actually coming up to 9 o'clock, I forgot about that. What day is this? Today is Saturday. Laughing at the screen just belly. So you didn't see any of that, pretty much. Great stuff. Wonder why that was. So you pretty much seen nothing. Amazing. Me laughing at the screen. We wonder why that didn't work. Can you see this? Can you see? I presume you can't see it, can you? But yeah. Also, look at the picture and stuff. Pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's probably a pub. That's you see it now. Yeah, like literally, he was legally dropping. I know that sounds like an insane thing to say, but but I think we're going to leave it there for tonight. We might go for a few more minutes. I write you a card in a second, Sean, and have it ready and ready to go. As I say, we'll post it tomorrow because it'll be going out Monday or so. So hopefully you get it. Hopefully by Wednesday. Hopefully. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all she said. But yeah, so that's it for tonight. Thank you, Evan. I appreciate you. I know it's a bit up and down. It was all over the place today, I suppose. But yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for keeping me company tonight. Again, I know we were late. We were an hour late, so I do appreciate you sticking around. Even though we were an hour late and stuff. So yeah, thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll talk again. Hopefully Wednesday. There'll be videos up probably tomorrow, so I'll see you then. So thank you, everyone. And of course, happy Finnish Independence Day too. Thank you.